Let go of what you think other people need from you and just be yourself. Just be loving for the sake of being that way or not. Do you feel like not being loving? Be that way. Be the way that you want to be, not being what you envision will get validation and approval from someone that you like. Because if you tune into your own energy and actually just start being yourself, remember, I've said this in the past. Tuning into your true power within is becoming yourself. It's being the realest, truest version of yourself, who you are at your core. And when you tune into that version of yourself, you will start to live in elevated states. You will start to be successful. And the result of that will attract people to you to give you that validation you used to think you once needed. But what repels and causes people to treat you or causes your mind to create stories based on your past experiences, based on your preferences, what will happen is when you're trying to control in an event, like someone you're really attracted to liking you, the opposite will happen because you're trying to control and manipulate it to work so much that you put resistance on it and it pushed it away. When you are being loving, attractive yourself, being your best self, most authentic version of you, it doesn't care if that person likes you or not. If they were meant to be there, if the universe wants them to be in your life, if you believe it to be true within that you are good enough for this person, regardless of how they feel about you, what will be reflected back at you by that person, the universe, God's energy, the quantum field, is that your life is great without this person, and that person will feel that from you. And what it will do is it will create an attraction towards you from that person or similar people. And you start to tap into some serious power here of being able to attract anything you want. This is not just in relationships, this is in opportunities, in money, business, a new job. Remember me last year? I gave you guys a story about being a truck driver for 12 years. And for a full year, I meditated on being in a new state, being good enough to not have to drive a truck and be gone away from my family for the whole year. And I meditated and I changed my energy and I stayed in elevated states throughout the whole year, envisioned myself getting some form of promotion in that company. And the more that I lived like that and not willing to accept what is, and what is what I used to think was that I'll just be a driver my whole life. What ended up happening is I got the promotion at the end of the year, just as I had envisioned, because my state was in alignment with the path that I chose to take. And what was reflected back to me by the universe and my company and everything I had envisioned was my truth. And my truth is I am capable of making equivalent income per year and be at home every day and do things that I love. Another thing was I created a business for myself in personal training at the gym in fitness. And I always loved working out or giving people bodybuilding advice on how to be able to burn body fat or put on muscle mass. And I just came up with a vision for myself on being able to do that. Because as a truck driver that don't live in his home community, you can't just be someone that's at the gym every day. So how am I supposed to do that as this old person, the old identity. So I had to create a new one. This is the example of creating a new character. And it's not that who you are right now sucks. It's not that this video is supposed to trigger you on needing to fix your life right here and now. I'm just giving you guys real life examples on how when you change your energy, you change your life. When you change the way you look at everything on the outside of you, what is reflected back at you will change in the form of opportunities and how people see you. So those are two prime examples, and I've been living this new life now since 2025 has started with the new promotion, and the fitness business is going great, and getting to make these videos every week is great. I love what I'm doing here on YouTube and the community I get to interact with. On Instagram, we get to talk one-on-one, and I make reels on there all the time. So everything overall is in a great direction. And the relationships in my life are excellent. And the ones that weren't, I don't need to change that. So just look at it from the perspective of there's 2 or 3 people that are really dragging your energy down. And there's 2 or 3 things happening at your workplace that are making you feel like you're not capable of that next step. That energy of not being able to get to the next step is probably what's keeping you stuck. And that energy of caring a whole lot about these people that don't like you is keeping you stuck with those people and creating those types of relationships that you care about what those people think about you. And when you become a loving individual that's in an elevated state, that would prefer to be loving, who would prefer to make videos that are positive like this when I have time, teaching you guys that the source of your energy will attract source attraction and love from the outside. People who look up to you, people who support you on your journey. You don't get there by being someone who lives in the negative and the manipulating of the outer world as per our preferences from our past programming. You find love and peace for life right now. And then you will make the changes in accordance to the energy that you change. When you're changing meditation, you're changing your life, you're changing the way you feel, you're changing the way you look. You are changing the way people look at you from inside. You're not going to work on each individual, needing to fix them, needing to fix how they view you. Because how they view you, you have to feel that way about yourself first. And when you feel that powerful, when you feel that successful, when you feel that attractive, if your goal is just to sleep with some hot women or to have that man come into your life, take you on some great dates and possibly marry him, you have to have the energy and the confidence within to be that way ahead of time and practice being like that. If it takes a full year, great. Compare that to me changing jobs. Compare that to me coming up with a vision to create a fitness business and help people one-on-one in my local gym and become a trainer and a well-known individual in that community. What's saying that you couldn't do that in a relationship? Many times I have had an opinion that somebody didn't like me because of this and that. And even in recent times, as a healed version of myself, you see here that I still go through things that trigger me, make me feel at fault or, back into the old program. But it doesn't mean that I still can't bring awareness to it, help others get on that level. Because nobody is perfect. Even those in enlightened states still feel depression, still feel unworthiness, still feel sadness from time to time. It's what you choose to do with it when it happens. When you change that story and you learn to stay grounded with your own energy, when you are grounded, you don't have to abandon yourself to get someone's approval. You stay grounded in who you are, and you are just consciousness. Consciousness is heaven within. It's being connected with God. God gave you a unique gift, and there's only one version of you that exists in this world. They did not create two versions of me. They did not create two versions of you. We're all our own unique being. And when you learn to love life like that again and get rid of everything that makes us feel like life is not great, the poverty or the bad relationships or the losing of loved ones that makes us feel sorrow, that makes us feel depression, that life is not fair. You learn to live at peace with what is, and what is the present moment, and we can't change things that happen. We can't blame God for things that make us feel sadness. That is life. You learn to live with it and move forward, push forward in a new direction with your changed energy. So, the conclusion here is that when you choose to live in an elevated state, when you choose to become the quantum version of yourself that achieves success in any of the things that you want to come in and manifest, come into your life to make it better, any of the things that will make you successful, you step into a line of time that cannot be denied by your assumption in your new life that you believe to be true. And what will be reflected to you is that truth in the form of signs coming into your life when you don't expect them, but you have to persist in this energy. I didn't just meditate for a month of not being a truck driver anymore, and I'd be home every day with my family and in the gym teaching people, doing something I love. I lived like that all year, and I didn't give up hope. I remained faithful to my path. And I believe when you get on this level, the more you practice with me, the more you practice this stuff and stay faithful, that the great things to come are coming soon. And it's just around the corner as the seasons change. Lots of things will change in your life as well. So thank you for watching this one, and we will see you on the next video.